Oh, before I just...
Poetry! That's honestly the worst fucking way to start a poem, guys. I mean, seriously, talk about defining a cliche. Someone once asked me, what do you do in Poets Club? Just talk about your feelings? No! We break barriers. We create art from a wreckage. We forge paths never trodden before. Then we talk about our feelings. We gather in small conference rooms, living rooms, out in Stork Plaza in cold-ass fucking weather to yell shit from tabletops and make our audience uncomfortable. This is a thank you poem dedicated to the grand poetry magicians who create worlds for us to stumble through. And let me tell you, there are some pretty big wizards in this game. Let me talk about Samuel. Word slicing, syllable, compound, compressor, professor, crane, grills, and alliteration, consonants and assonances, and asking Sam to have a glance at my poetry is like asking for an ass kicking that I later realized I really needed. Sam once told me, remember when you couldn't write poetry, man? And then there's Jason. At 20 years old, this wise old Obi-Wan Kenobi flavored blend of Yoda, Gandalf, and Dumbledore's got more in store than his mere age will show. He might as well be 973. He is the proofreading poetry editor, the erratic, irregular, poetic, cliche discreditor. He's looked at my piece and improved it by removing one word. I love poetry because poets are a bunch of weirdos and saps and emotionally hemorrhaged romantics, bleeding metaphors and memories in an attempt to connect with people. It's kind of sad when you really think about it. I'll show you my scars if you show me yours. But poetry embraces the freaks and the outcasts and allows them to tell their stories, and I absolutely love stories, and everybody's story is so different, is told so differently. Some prefer the company of U's and S's and L's and E's, while others like K's and M's and hard G's bouncing off of glottal stop, sticking, staccato, stomp, T-Rex tracks and poetry. I love poetry because silky, sweet, satin soliloquies sing amidst roars of anthemic, calamitous exclamations of protestation against an oppressive upper class, or against the girl who blew you off on that date last Wednesday.
Let's go!
But no matter, you tortured soul, there will be more shouts to be shouted. A toast for Alec Hartnett, empathetical, emotional, polyglot poet. You pushed me to believe my poems were vivid, and I'll never forget that. As a quick aside, I want to mention that while I may not know anything about Mariana, I know that she ripped off everybody's head at the poetry slam we went to, and it was fucking impressive. Where was I? Francis Cunningham, our fearless leader. You flip words on their heads and eat them for breakfast, sipping similes and chasing them with vodka, creating a dangerously volatile concoction of pain and cigarette smoke to be vomited on this very stage, and we bathe in that shit. You combine thunder and ink and created some dope fucking metaphors, poetry. Am I cliche yet?